All right, so we're playing some blue-white Tron here. Got some Gifts Ungiven for some Unburial Rites, Elesh, Norn, Iona. We got the classic Teferi, Elspeth, Sun's Champion, Ugin split on the Planeswalkers. We got an old nasty Terasti here in the board for the old Tron mirror match. One of the important things to note about Feel Smart Tron is that this is not a deck that's rushing to get to Tron. This is a control deck that happens to have big mana finishes in it on top of that. This is unlike green-based Tron decks where you're trying to assemble Tron as quickly as possible. Assembling Tron is something that's kind of nice that happens eventually in this deck. It's not something that you do right away. We are going to feel incredibly smart when we cast that Emrakul. Awesome, Benu. Glad it got to you safely. It doesn't cast Terastodon. You put it in your discard pile with Gifts Ungiven, and then you Unburial Rites it back into play. God bless my internet. In the time we've been waiting for this league match to pop, I uploaded a 1.5 gigabyte file to YouTube. I don't know what I did before Fiber. This deck is so ashamed of being Tron, it doesn't complete the set. It's funny because it's true. Trevor, thank you for the 7-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back and thank you for re-upping. My primary internet provider is literally getting kicked out of my state for not providing good internet. Would I accept Storm as a deck for the stream? Yeah, definitely. Keep in mind that the queue is currently in a slow state, so it requires a tier 3 sub or a $50+ donation to add a new deck until I work it back down a little bit smaller. When it gets back under 40 decks, I'll start accepting $10 decks again as always. But yeah, we've played Storm 3 or 4 times on stream in the past, and it's one of the deck lists that's on my website with the playlist. The Bant mid-range deck was bad. It just doesn't have the tools to really be competitive in Modern. How about Blue-Red Breach? I'm really not a fan of Blue-Red Breach. The Blue Moon decks just leave a lot to be desired, and combos that don't actually kill your opponent tend to feel really bad. Yeah, I should probably put a notification on the front page of the submission forum that we're currently in a slow. Down to 40. How long is the queue now? 75 or so. When we started the slow, we were at 90 decks. So since we started the slow 9 days ago, we're down 15. Usually takes me about 3 to 4 weeks to hack through 35 decks off. So I know there's like a lot of people that do donation decks for like varying amounts on Twitch. For people that aren't familiar, super familiar with my content specifically, all we do here essentially is donation decks. Like 99.9% of the decks we play here on stream are viewer-submitted deck lists in some way, shape, or form. Everything here is viewer-centric. The people that send me dollars to enable this to be my job are the people that dictate what we do and when we do it. How often do people buy in at the inflated price? I don't know, actually. That'd actually be an interesting metric to track. Also be aware that tier 3 subs get to add new decks still for the $24.99 subs. So those are more. I get a couple more new tier 3 subs more than we do $50 decks. Yeah, meme Mondays go through the same submission process. How many tier 3 subs do I have? I think I have that metric offhand. Let me consult my dashboard. I currently have 53 tier 3 subscribers. Did I just jam Champion of Wits here? I think I just jammed Champion of Wits here. Sometimes a critim. Other times people donate with the note like, okay, Jeff, please build your preferred iteration of this archetype. So they'll be like, okay, play your preferred version of Green Black Rock, or like play your preferred version of Blue Red Tempo, etc. So like, those I have some say in, but there's still people supporting me dictating what we're playing. Discarding the Path to Exile and then seeing click here kind of feels bad. I'm getting close to the knighthood. I can feel the knighthood for Hoglandia and the memes. What's going on, Camwell? Thank you for the 8-month resub there. I appreciate it. Hopefully by the time you reach knighthood, we'll have a sweet knighthood themed display notification. We're gonna have a special sub pop up for the 12-month resubs soon, because that's when you get knighted. I wasn't thinking about click here. If I was thinking about click, maybe I'd have waited. They bottom the gifts. Okay, so they must not have many counter spells, right? Or they just don't care about the click. I guess they just might not care if I snap path the click. Excuse me. Because they are Jeskai, we need to be like kind of conservative with our health total here. Just straight up drawing path is pretty good for us. Play this, play Expedition Map. Jeskai is not like Jeskai and blue-white control, there's like so many iterations of them, there really isn't a stock list for either. Hey, Solris, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. The thing, whenever I see people complain about bad mythics, I feel like you don't get it. You want mythics to be bad. Mythics that are constructed playable suck. You don't want every mythic to be constructed playable. That is, mythics are supposed to be bad EDH cards. That's what you want mythic rares to be. Mythic rares should be bad EDH cards. You don't want them to be 4x constructed playable Magic the Gathering cards. That's how you end up with $1,000 standard formats. And I get that, like, emotionally speaking, it feels bad to open a mythic and not get value because you gambled unsuccessfully, but guess what? Don't open booster packs if you want value. Buy singles. Be smart. Jesse, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime sub there. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Just the smartest and the thinnest, chat. EDH is, it's technically constructed. You're not wrong. Bye, friend. So I'm going to go ahead. So fielding here for little value feels kind of bad, but I want a second blue source next turn. So that way I can both Champion of Wits and cast Condescend. WotC has a singleton format without the command zone on Magic Arena, right? Feel like that's a thing. I mean, like, Magic, I kind of dislike that logic, Nivik, because, like, Magic in general is expensive. Magic's an expensive luxury hobby. All parts of Magic are expensive. Right? Like, if you're looking for a cheap game to play, you should go play a board game. I didn't put them to one white source because they have plenty of, they have a basic plane, so I wouldn't be putting them to one white source. So Field of Ruin was a good draw there for them. I assume they're gonna field me here. Feels bad that they destroyed Urza's tower. That's the one I discarded. Although I guess I just have 7 mana next turn, right? I just get to go like Haven, flashback my Champion of Wits here. Champion of Wits, we played a couple of blue-white Tron variants before on stream, and like Champion of Wits like really overperformed every time we played. Let's get those towers back in my deck here. Daga, thank you. Dagda, thank you for the 4-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. So we'll see if they plan to have the ability to save their Teferi here. They got 6 mana up. You have like bolts and paths and stuff here. Interesting that they let me untap. I'm gonna shock this in. So I have like my double Condescend here. My article online. I don't know, actually. It wasn't a second ago. It's 10 a.m. now, though. Is it up now? It's not up yet. Uncounterable. Stiflebird would like a word with you. You have 3 cards. Do I want to fight over this? I kind of want to fight over this. How do we feel about Condescend for 4, make them pay it, and then Condescend for 1? Is that too cheeky? I don't think that's too cheeky. I get 2 Scries out of it, and it gets the Teferi off the table. Deal. Perfect. Yeah, I got it, Nicholas. Yeah, I guess this feels bad. I still got like a 1-for-1 out of that. Guess it's not the worst. Their Teferi goes to 1. Next turn I have Tron online and just have like infinite mana. Maybe I should have played the Colonnade out to have a creature land. They're at 4 cards, but like once I play this Tron piece and like have so much mana, we should be in a pretty good spot, right? Yeah, I get to flashback the Champion again. It feels like we're pretty far ahead here, right? Yeah, Champion of Wits feels absurd. We lost to a mid-range deck yesterday while we were playing Green Tron that had Champion of Wits in it that also seemed really sweet. This is going to be Cryptic, bounce my thing, draw a card. I need to... So we're being ghosted? That's what this means, right? Yeah, the Warhammer game released on mobile today. No, it came out of closed beta today, so you can find it on iOS and Android. Like, we didn't play a Tron piece last turn. I'm gonna decline to search on this. There's a deck list on your screen. If you're on mobile, you can type !deck in chat to get a link to the deck list. So I'll tuck that and then attack Teferi. And then next turn we have Tron online and we have a Gifts Ungiven on top of our deck. They're dead, Jim. Flashback my Champion of Wits. Draw 4, discard 2. Yes, please. Field of Rune's a good pickup here. Elspeth's pretty good too, right? Man, what do I want to bin? I think I'm binning the Colonnade, actually. They could just be a Savant. You can never know for sure. You never know for sure. I think we're in a good spot regardless here. Yeah, this is fine, I think. The Bant mid-range deck was really bad. Just gonna let this happen. I have one more basic in my deck. I think it's a lot of fun, Cam. I've been enjoying it a lot. It's become my go-to mobile game for sure. So when they enter combat here, I'm gonna cast this Gifts Ungiven because this way, if they want to use this to counter a spell, they have to tap it. So we are going to 8 here. Being above double bolt range is a big deal. So I get to jam Elspeth and hit Field of Rune to tag the Colonnade, which is nice. Academy Runes is a good draw. It makes my Gifts Ungiven better down the line here. Oh my god, I just played the wrong land. Oh god, I just played the wrong land. And now we're gonna die. That's really unfortunate. Just doing too many things. Yeah, I think it's Iona named White now since I messed up. Cuts off Lightning Helix and Teferi and Path. The new Warhammer game is called Age of Sigmar Champions. So if you Google Warhammer Age, or if you search Warhammer Age of Sigmar in the app stores, you'll be able to find it there. Snapcaster Bolt. Yep. So gonna be dead to a Cryptic Command here. I would not be dead to a Cryptic Command if I'd have played the correct land. Yeah, maybe I should have got Iona, actually, or Elesh Norn. I messed that game up pretty badly. The Unburial Rites package actually seems pretty bad here. I think I'm just going to cut it. Ugin seems pretty bad too. Day of Judgment, Wrath of God, Supreme Verdict kind of bad, Spatial Contortion pretty bad. Yeah, if I would have not clicked on the Academy runes, we would have been fine. Which is a shame. We were pretty far out ahead there. And gave them exactly enough room to claw back in. Yeah, Emrakul's for games like that last one we were playing, right? Like I had like very copious amounts of mana. Could have just cast an Emrakul. It's a good old honest 15-mana Emrakul. Okay, so I'm gonna, again, you need to be constructive and specific in my channel. You get a really quick 10-minute break. You can't just say this is worse than something else. You gotta articulate, you gotta be constructive, you gotta be specific, you gotta explain why. I think I'm often behind on life. I think the way I lose this matchup more often than not is the way you just saw, which is where I get burned out of the game. Besides the punting, still my favorite owl. Thank you, Lukatog. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep that actually, because there's another land up behind it. We actually get to turn 3 Thought Knot on the play. Generally speaking, I don't think you should board in Surgical against just Snapcaster Mage. I do not think that is worthwhile. Luca, is that for a deck or for the STG fund? Just let me know. I think it's really funny that, like, people can be silly enough to, like, look at a deck like this and be like, this deck that has 4 of the most efficient removal spells in Modern in it, and then claim it's clunkier than Blue-Tron, which just, like, is playing literal Lightning Strike minus in its deck. It's like, do you understand what the word clunky means? Like, adding 4 extremely efficient cards to this deck, it, like, arguably makes it far more efficient than what Blue-Tron is doing. Mono Blue-Tron, excuse me, asterisk. I think I'm gonna hang tight for the time being. I don't really want to run my Thought Knot Seer into a Logic Knot here. I really don't think Eldrazi Tron is a very good deck. I don't understand the appeal of playing it. Link a card, Pythrion. I don't, just link me. Eldrazi Tron feels like the green-white value town of Tron. That's a great way to phrase it. Just like kinda medium all around. This might be a little aggressive, but I'm gonna do it. They're missing lands. I'm missing lands. Being dispelled here? Yeah, we are. Somebody clip this. Frasco Golgari Queen. 4 mana, starts at 4. You may sacrifice another permanent. If you do, gain 1 life and draw a card. Destroy target non-land permanent with converted mana cost 3 or less. You get an emblem with whenever a creature you control deals damage to a player, combat damage, that player loses the game. This might be okay. I don't know. This could go either way. The fact that it defends itself is pretty reasonable. The big thing here is that its +2 is not strict card advantage is a big deal. Like it's card it converts card quality basically. It like gives you something to do when you're flooding. I don't know if that's good enough for modern. It could be, it might be. I wouldn't be surprised if it ended up either way, but yeah, the fact that it goes to 6 is a lot of loyalty. It's like it kind of defends itself from that aspect too. From that perspective. The important thing to remember, and I think this is something that a lot of people miss, the line on a playable 4-mana planeswalker is a big difference from playable 5-mana planeswalkers, right? And like high starting loyalty is a big deal as well. Yeah, but like the clue is already going to draw you a card. So like that's not really card advantage, Mage Cub. And again, the kind of the classic thing you're doing in the situation you're describing there is you're describing a win more situation. You're describing a situation where like you already have a tireless tracker in play and it's uncontested. So like your goal is to like win more by like playing this other card that makes your good card better. Alright, and now I'm just gonna cast this like Azorius Signet here. You might just get run out of this game, which kind of sucks, because like I punted that first game really poorly. So if we lose this game, we won't get a game 3. I guess we're at 6 mana already here, which is kind of nice. Means if I hit an untapped land next turn, I could just flash back this Champion of Wits. And flashing back Champion of Wits could really pull us into this game. We're still at 17, which is nice. Opponent's gone from having missed land drops to kind of flooding a little bit too, which is decent. This card is pretty terrible in this deck. I feel bad drawing that magic card. And while Path to Exile like feels a little bit bad there, it's giving us the 7th land to flash back our Champion of Wits next turn, which is nice. All right, so what do you got? Don't just like 6 me in response, please. Tilt. Dang it. Land. Negate. Deal. Alright, I just want to keep my health total high. I think if this game goes long, we're a pretty solid favorite to win between the Champion of Wits and this Emrakul in my hand, so let's just like get this into play now and threaten to block. Yeah, I could see that. They suspended Ancestral Visions. Guess what? My card draws come with 4/4s, opponent. And I can't discard the Emrakul here because then the next Champion of Wits I can discard the Emrakul too. There's another Champion of Wits in my bin, so the reason why I didn't bin the Emrakul there is because I want the other Champion of Wits. Now that we are super far off of this Emrakul. Wow, this card is so... I don't know if this deck is good, but I really feel like I'm supposed to try and find a Champion of Wits deck in Modern. Every time we play this card, it just feels absurd. Am I discarding Thought-Knot Seer here? I think I'm discarding Thought-Knot Seer. It's a wizard! Oh, lordy. Lordy, lordy. It is a wizard, isn't it? Does this set rotate out of Standard? This set is rotating out of Standard, right? I genuinely just have no idea what's in Standard and how rotation works. It's been so long since I've played. It's rotating. Okay, it's gone. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I really wish the people at Wizards that made decisions would have had a spine and stuck to the twice-a-year rotation schedule. It would have been sweet to play with cards like this without Kaladesh mucking up the format. Yeah, but the problem with clicking on, does it show me the set symbols on here? Because it does. Good. I definitely don't know what these sets are called. Like, if you ask me what set this symbol represents, I have no idea. I have just not a clue. I play Magic for a living. Full-time is my job, and I have no idea. No idea what my article is up. If people want full thoughts, my full thoughts on this, like, I put like 1,000 words down, and I gave you a deck list too, because I know all you want is deck list. Twitch chat is disgusting, and you only want one thing. So have a deck list article. Enjoy. Morning, Gurns. We want sideboard guides too. Yep. Surgical extractions, stone raids. Surgical extractions, stone raids, and sideboard guides. Those are the three things. Three things Magic Twitch chat loves more than anything else in this life. I'm actually just gonna pass for now. This might just be like a value gifts game. The Blue Black Thing deck is sweet. As always, if you want my feedback on a deck, it's always better to hear my feedback after I've just immediately played the deck. So you should, every one of my videos is a wrap-up segment at the end, and it's time-stamped in the description. That's the best way to hear my thoughts on a specific archetype. They played Damping Sphere, so they like almost certainly don't have Blood Moon. Okay, so this is an important thing that a lot of Magic players aren't going to get. Trophy is not Stone Rain. It is a well-designed Magic card. It is a well-designed Magic the Gathering card. It's not Stone Rain. It doesn't punish people the way Stone Rain does. All right, I think I'm just gonna Gifts here again. Nah, I'm gonna jam Champion actually, especially since I drew another one. Sweet, 2 lands is actually pretty awesome. I'm gonna bin Batterskull here, and I think just this Champion. I think I'm just gonna bin this other Champion. Just like want to make one in to make my first 7 line drops this game. Yeah, Trophy puts the land into play untapped. What's going on, Korluski? Welcome. Champion of Wits has been really absurd. This is our first match with the deck, so I punted the first game. Any idea how long it'll take to remove the freeze in the queue? Probably through the end of the month. I'd imagine by the end of the month. I'm not planning to like slow down or stream less. I'm still planning to do my extra streams and stuff, like I usually do. I think I'm going to fight over this if they Cryptic me. I'm not going to fight over it if they Logic Knot. Logic Knot is fine, especially with like another Gifts and a Champion in my bin. Please remember, non-constructive comments are just noise and will be timed out on this channel. Quickly at that. He's dead, Jim. You got him. You got him. Am I saving this negate for the Ancestral Vision? I might be. No, I don't think so. I'm just gonna go ahead and Gifts here. This is game 3. I punted game 1. I think I'm going to negate to fight over this, so that way next turn I can flash back my Champion of Wits and not feel bad about it. Okay, actually just get to draw 4 here. So I think I'm going to get like Thought Knot Seer and a pile of counter spells. How do you feel about this? I guess I already have a negate. Could get like a Teferi here. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, anybody? It's very unique, Tarmo Bread. The game plan, like so many card games, even like Hearthstone to a degree, has a lot of parallels to Magic in the way the resource system works with how cards cost mana. The resource system in the Warhammer card game is just like quite awesome. It's just very different. This is Gifts Ungiven as it was meant to be played. My opponent actually has to make choices here. It's not just a stupid card that Storm casts and then you die. There's a deck list on your screen. If you're on mobile, you can type !deck in chat and get a link to the deck list. As always, we do our best to help folks help themselves around here. And like they're at 12 here. This Thought Knot Seer is potentially game ending. Yeah, I actually have Green Black Rock towards the top of the donation queue, and I'm gonna wait to play it until until after the set releases. Hopefully their last card's a spell here. It is not. It's a little unfortunate. What a beating. So they just cantripped my... They cantrip my thing for themselves, which feels bad. So AV is going to happen next turn. So this doesn't have anything left in my deck to fetch. Yeah, I think I just slam Teferi here. That's actually an okay draw, because it means that I can potentially protect Teferi from a lightning bolt next turn, killing him alongside Snapcaster Mage. $100. Champ would draw more cards, but like the Teferi's gonna draw a bunch of cards over a series of turns. So it's kind of nice to get him into play because he's gonna generate more cards in the long term, basically. The champion pressures their health total though, which would be nice. So like maybe I should do it from that perspective. Tower. Tower! Tilt. I guess I could draw a tower here, so maybe I don't want to tap all of those. So that's definitely going away. Probably the Azorius Signet. I can't ditch the Emrakul yet because I have another champion in my graveyard that I want to flashback. Yeah, if we hit tower, we do have flashback Emrakul on, right? This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And all these double up if we hit tower. Dispel plus Condescend can hopefully mean we force this other Teferi through. If I had another basic land in my deck, I think I'd let this path resolve, but the fact that I don't have a basic land means I'm going to burn my Dispel here. This lets them know that their field of ruin is wasteland, which is unfortunate. So, like, do they want to field me off of Tron or my Colonnade is the question. This is game 3. So I didn't hit an untapped land, so I can't jam the Teferi here. I guess I can jam Thought-Knot Seer, which probably clears a counterspell. I think I'm bidding the Emrakul here. Yes, Condescend's pretty bad. I'm gonna bin Emrakul Condescend, I think. I'm gonna jam TKS here. Welcome to the Space Jam. They have Cryptic here. They can like counter my spell, bounce my Champion of Wits. Yeah, map does force the issue with field, which is nice. This gives them a lot of information here. Just have a land again. Stony Silence, sure. All right, I have 2 active Colonnades next turn. Anybody who thinks Trophy means Tron becomes unplayable doesn't understand why Tron's a good deck, in my opinion. If Tron couldn't beat a Stone Rain, much less a Stone Rain that gives them a basic, like, it just wouldn't be a playable deck. Remember when we talked about that Emrakul chat? Beverage Farm remembers. Welcome to Thunderdome. Yeah, just rub the Emrakul all over my body. Just love it. While we're waiting for the second match in this league to pop, I'd just like to thank everyone for hanging out here today. Welcome. My name is Jeff Holguin. I'm a full-time stream, meme, and content producer here on Twitch. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are a big part of why I'm able to stream full-time here like I do. I love playing Magic and streaming Magic, but I wouldn't be able to be here day in and day out for the 30, 40 hours a week that I am without the support of my subs. If you're one of the many people in the world who has Amazon Prime, if you link that to your Twitch account, you get Twitch Prime included with that for free, and Twitch Prime gives you a free channel subscription every single month to a channel of your choice here on Twitch. Speaking of, STSBKO, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for shipping that way this month. Past subscribing, you can also support my content by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn some of your cards into other cards directly with other players. There's no haggling. They just take 1% fee off the top. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. There's also a great selection of different artist stuff up there if you don't have your own custom artwork, including my wonderful Jester, Hooglandia Jester artwork playmat you can pick up on there now as well. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Warhammer, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. And of course, this stream wouldn't be possible without viewers like Anoronic, Justin Nivick, and all of y'all out there. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. We're 1-0 in this league with Blue White Tron, heading on into the second match. All right, this hand is kind of medium. Turkey McCool Ray, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think I'm definitely keeping this, right? Like it's got Gifts Ungiven, it's got a Path to Exile to not die, it's got Wrath of God as a sweeper, even though we can't quite cast it yet. Oh, my legs are getting cramped. Let's stand up for a little bit. Do I think Warhammer will be big? I don't know. I don't know that I'd ever expect the Warhammer game to be like Magic big, but I'm like enjoying it. It's a sweet game. Just Tron things. Just Tron things. When you draw your third Tron piece and you're disappointed it wasn't a white land instead. Just blue Tron things. Again, this is not an archetype that's looking to assemble Tron as quickly as possible. This is the type of deck that's interested in eventually assembling Tron somewhere down the line. Who would I play with? I have no idea. Hope they don't have a blue blast, right? Let's go ahead and pass back here. There's really no huge rush to path this thing. Although I guess there's some of these decks that have a blue splash for Stubby D, but It's pretty uncommon. We will, we'll get to 2 turns from now. We'll get to Gifts Ungiven for Unburial Rites plus Elesh Norn, and then just put Elesh Norn into play, which will be pretty reasonable in this matchup. Yay, Spatial Contortion. That doesn't even really particularly do anything useful at the moment, right? Ugin is pretty bad here. I have lots of colorless cards. Really want to draw a white source here. Although I guess, I think if I cast this Wrath of God, I die, right? There's a deck list on your screen via the Stream Decker widget. If you're on mobile or don't have access to that for some reason, you can type !deck in chat to get a link to the deck list. So I'm going to 17 here. Possibly lower. No, chat, they'll kill us with the Walking Ballista. For those that aren't following. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're just dead. Yeah, for people that aren't familiar with why the opponent's deck is good, it's because of Walking Ballista, Arcbound Ravager, Hardened scales. And that's why their deck is good. And I believe we're just dead here. I don't know that the PS4 app supports subscribing. You can go to this URL in your web browser, either on mobile or a desktop, to subscribe. We did technically get a white source. You are not wrong. You are technically correct, which one could argue is the best kind of correct. It's not an Emrakul matchup. This is not an Ugin matchup. It's definitely a D-Sphere Timely Disenchant matchup. Ceremonious Rejection seems fine here. Condescend, probably not good enough. The Warhammer card game is on mobile. You can find it in the Amazon, Android, and iOS Play stores, whatever they're called. C-Dub, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Even if it had been an untapped white source, we were dead to the Ballista there. Even if we drew like basic planes, we were going to be dead. Whenever people talk about they don't understand why X doesn't happen on Magic Online because it should be really easy to code, I just want to remind those people that this is an application where we can't even get the colors of the Magic the Gathering cards correct consistently. So anything that you think should be easy to code into Magic Online, trust me, it isn't. To set the bar incredibly low, I think this deck is better than Mono Blue Tron. I think gaining access to both a really powerful, efficient removal spell in Path to Exile, as well as the sweeper effects and these Gifts Ungiven for the Unburial Rites package adds a lot of play to the archetype that Mono Blue Tron just doesn't have. Yeah, it's Age of Sigmar, Paradise Sal. We do have a Batterskull. We do have the fairest of Batterskulls. Yep, it's free. They should give you starter decks to start out with that you can poke around with. Okie doke. Hey, we can make a 4/4 on turn. This deck's basically has Stoneforge Mystic in it. We can put Batterskull into play on turn 3. It's got to assemble Tron. I think I'm actually going to neglect to shuffle here, and I'm going to draw that Wrath of God next turn. It means I have to fetch a basic, but Wrath is pretty good in this matchup. Wrath is pretty good in this matchup, so think I would like to draw that. We did beat Jeskai. In spite of myself, we beat Jeskai. Yep. Just gonna go ahead and clean this up with a D-Sphere. In my honest opinion, mate, I think there's a lot of people that work on Magic Online that like desperately want to make this application better, and they realize the issues that it has. But I wouldn't be surprised if like the people that actually like work on Magic Online that like know the issues that it has, like go to the higher ups and are like, this application has issues, we need more resources to fix it and make it better. And the higher ups just go, do you know how much money that application makes? There's no way anything that's making that much money has the issues that you're claiming it has. Okay, I just like want to feel in my heart of hearts that like that's what's happening, right? Because like this application makes absurd amounts of money for what it is, for reference. I don't have a link offhand, but I'm pretty sure at one point a Magic Online person was cited as claiming it was like nearly half of Magic's revenue was Magic Online. Like I don't think there's a bunch of like people working on Magic Online that like want it to be bad. I just think like they're not allocated the resources they need to make it better. It's like, you know, walking up to the executives and being like, the machine that prints off money in the lobby, that machine is broken and we need more resources to fix it. And he'd be like, what? No, the machine is printing money just fine. Leave it alone. It's not broken. You're crazy. The money printing machine is fine. Durka, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Hey, Wall of Roots has only been broken for 2.5 years. Don't round up to 3 just yet. Gosh, we probably should be rounding up to 3. It's 2 years and 8 months? Yeah, it's September. 2 years and 8 months. I guess we can round to 3. Whew! Whew! That's sad. It's just, it makes me sad, chat. Makes me sad. Alright. I'm gonna do this Champion of Wits. I think I'm gonna do this Champion of Wits. Those are pretty good cards, honestly. Huh. Man, that's actually tough. Maybe I should have waited on this. I think I'm actually binning Wrath Urza's Tower here. Yeah, and to be honest, like, people saying that, like, it's hard to get a systematic overhaul, like, they're literally doing a systematic overhaul right now. That's what Magic Arena is. Magic Arena is a systematic overhaul of Magic Online. There's a deck list on your screen. If you're on mobile, you can type !deck in chat to get a link to the deck list. Interesting. Oh, they just missed sacrificing it? I was gonna say they're taking the basic here, but that's weird. They didn't. So we're going to Gifts for Elesh, Norn plus Unburial Rites here, which should hopefully lock the game up. The new article is up. Article is live. Can you hear the lawnmower going on outside in the background, chat, by the way? I have my window open. Is the ambient noise bad? One of my neighbors is cutting their lawn. I can close it if it's bad. Barely, it's not bad. Okay. can confirm you're louder than a lawnmower. We're good. God bless us, everyone. Actually, I have a generic question for people in chat. I had somebody send me a tweet on the Twitters saying that they had to turn the volume up on my stream 50% louder than everybody else they watch on Twitch. Is that the case for everybody else? I like went through and like watched my YouTube archives again, and it felt to me like it was about the same level as other videos I watch. Okay, yeah, I feel like if I had that big of a volume issues, people would have commented by now. You're softer for me than other streams. Is it quieter to the point Caleb's stream is lower? It's funny that everybody like... It's funny that everybody's like, there's just so many different ranges on it. Well, I mean, like, I'm loud, but, like, I control the level at which my computer sends my loudness out to you all, right? So that's a 7/7, so it's a 5/5. So if they actually find a Doomblade... I forgot. Did I forget to attack there? Oh, I had already F6. That was the issue. Okay, so... I'm actually a turn behind on the race now, which sucks. Yeah, seeing that in chat just tells me that there's not a consensus, and that if I checked it and it seems fine, I think that's okay. Yeah, no, that's the other thing too. Do people like if I could see if like your volume is like max and I'm too low, but like nobody has me at max, right? That's not a thing that's currently happening. Play map, crack map. Well, I guess I could have just eaten this with the 6/6 Colonnade as well. And also just, like, get this and do this now, I think. That should wrap it up. And this is like a good example of like what the Gifts Ungiven really lends to the deck. Like having this way to like close out games that like locks up these games and then closes quickly is very, very valuable. Also, Elesh Norn with Champion of Wits is a combo. When you flashback Champion of Wits with Elesh Norn in play, you draw 6 cards. Doesn't love a little bit of value. I don't know, again, every time we play this blue Tron archetype, the thing I take away from it is I really want to find a deck full of playable cards with Champion of Wits, because Champion of Wits just, like, constantly overperforms. And, like, we haven't even been flashing back Champion of Wits with Tron every time. We've just been, like, making 7 land drops and then, like, bringing it back into play. This hand seems pretty good. It doesn't have, like, any of our Super Nuts cards, but, like, both Spell Snare and Path to Exile, like, play in this matchup. And like if we draw another colored land, we're gonna be able to snap back one of these things. I think I actually care about this. It makes my Snapcaster Mage worse. I have to listen with max value because I have minor hearing loss from listening to things at top volume. I'm not sure if that's a joke or not. Yeah, the Warhammer game is sweet. It's very uniquely different from Magic. Like, there's a lot of games like Eternal and Hex and even like Hearthstone and all the games that use the mana system to a degree all feel like varying amounts of similar to Magic to me, and the Warhammer game just like plays uniquely different. That's really unfortunate. I even spell snared the first one. And now it's like super sad that we've like drawn all these colorless lands and we get like no upside from them because of the Damping Sphere. They just have like a whole lot of nothing going on here. If I had to play control at a major event, which deck would I play? Does blue-red tempo count? Blue-red tempo is a control deck when it's good. I mean, natural Tron's like pretty bad in general in this deck, to be fair. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and path this, I think. I'm pathing outside of combat because sometimes these decks play things like Blossoming Defense. I don't just want to like get got by it. Yeah, that's true too. They do currently like not have a lot going on. Alright, well that's a sweet draw. It means if I draw a blue or a white source here, I get to de-sphere the Damping Sphere and then like play Batterskull. Anybody who thinks a Stone Rain is going to kill Tron doesn't understand why Tron is good. Well, they've got a whole lot of nothing, so I'm just gonna jam this. D-Sphere, the D-Sphere, yep. Oh, they can... Wait, that doesn't work, right? Choose a counter on a permanent or player. Oh, it does. It does increase my infect. That's annoying. We're actually gonna die pretty quickly here, huh? We have a Walking Ballista here. Karn, sure. Have a forest. Really want an untapped blue or white source here. Gifts Ungiven. That's just getting Elesh Norn, right? Like, not close. Then I just have to beat the animation module giving me poison counters. So they can down-tick Karn here, get Hangerback Walker, and play that out for a bunch if they'd like. If they tap out for a Hangerback Walker, I might Condescend them. Way to fail at adding the quote, Nivik. Yeah, at a certain point, we're gonna get to de-sphere the module, ideally. This puts us to 6. Arcbound Workers finding summon Elesh Norn them here. This is smart that they held the Arcbound Worker here so they could activate the module to try and kill me faster. Come to me, Lady Gaga, come to me. Yeah, there's actually a donation for black-green that's been in the queue for a little bit that I'm gonna hold until Assassin's Trophy gets released. So we basically just need to like not die to the animation module here. We'll be good to go. We've got Teferi and D-Sphere coming up here, so we should be pretty clean to not die to that. Come my lady, come my lady. You're my honey pie, sugar baby. I understand the Fulminator Mage is exclusively for the Tron matchup. Your right insight is why you're excited to have sideboard slots. It's literally in the article. Literally in the article. That actually kills us. That actually kills us. That's such a tilt. It's like their one draw, that animation module killed us. I don't have any outs, right? So they're gonna be 2 poison counters, and then they're gonna untap and give me another one. So I'm attacking for 10, 14 next turn. Yes, this gives me a counter, and then this gives me a counter, and then I get rid of one of them, and then they untap and give me a third counter. Both of these give me poison counters. I guess I should have condescended this, maybe. Even if I draw Disenchant, I don't have enough colored sources to make that happen. Stony Silence is not in my deck. Gosh, we're so close to killing them. You know what's actually worth noting? I attacked the Karn twice. If I would have left the Karn alone, we'd have killed them here. If I would have left the Karn alone, we'd have killed them here. So maybe that was a mistake. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. Good game, opponent. That was close. That was really close. The people that are saying the Vraska is good because you can sacrifice your clue tokens were going to draw you cards anyways, chat. That's like, it's a really classic definition of a win more situation. Your tracker is winning you the game by drawing cards all on its lonesome. Like, adding another card to, like, make your cards that were already winning you the game win you the game some more, that's like, the definition of winning more. I did not have another Spatial Contortion to draw. Also, with Damping Sphere in play, I wouldn't have had enough mana too. Oath of Nissa. That's sweet. That's sweet. Terastodon is there for other big mana decks. Opposing Tron decks, Valakut, anything that's putting a lot of non-creature permanents into play that you want to deal with, random artifacts and enchantments. Is it wrong of me to say that I just kind of want to play blue-white mid-range with Gifts Unburial Rites and just, like, cut all this Tron mess out of here? Is that unreasonable? Is that something we could do? You can always see the upcoming decks on my schedule by typing bit.ly/donation queue into your browser. Like, I feel like the reasons why this deck is good are not because of these Tron lands, and the Tron lands are just, like, really awkward. Honestly, I kind of wouldn't mind, like, warping the mana base a little bit and, like, playing blue-white talismans and just, like, maining 4 Thought-Knot Seers. Yeah, the Tron, I feel like the games Tron has been good. We haven't won because of the Tron. I did not. Caleb uses music he's not supposed to while he streams, so I can't go back and watch most of his things. Because they are lay muted. The green-black rock deck that is in the queue, if you look at the notes section, I'm gonna wait until we have Assassin's Trophy to play it. Yeah, but we were probably going to win that game without the Emrakul. The Emrakul, like, slam dunked it, but we were likely to win that game regardless. I don't think there is a compelling reason to play Abzan in Modern over green-black rock. I'm just gonna be repeating that a lot. It's gonna be repeating that constantly. People are like, what are we doing, Abzan and Jund? You cut your splash and you play green-black rock? Yeah, I think, like, I'd kind of like to play, like, just, like, a blue-white colorless Eldrazi deck with, like, Champion of Wits in it, maybe. Just, like, play Talismans as ramp cards and play Gifts package could be okay. Like, 4 TKS, Gifts, and, like, a couple of Smashers as your top end. I don't even think you need to splash Lingering Souls. I think Lingering Souls is just, like, not necessary. I think cards like Tireless Tracker and the Land of the Last Hope give you, like, far too much value to need Lingering Souls. The tiny, small, silly reasons that you had to splash colors into green-black faded away when they added a card that kills anything to straight green-black. Like, the big draws to Jund and these other decks were Terminates and Path to Exiles. You don't need those cards anymore. Do I want to flash in Snapcaster as a Doomblade? Turn 5, Iona's probably going to be too slow here. I said Terminate, Holler, or Paradise Cell. I think I'm flashing in Snapcaster as a Doomblade here. I like how people just like saying things without completely listening to what I'm saying. I feel like people that are talking about getting good value off of Lingering Souls and Bloodbraid Elf just, like, haven't registered 4 Tireless Trackers in their deck before. The reason Green-White Value Town is a close-to-playable deck is because Tireless Tracker is an absurd Magic card that, like, picks up games on its back and runs them across the finish line. Alright, we're going to concede to a Searing Blaze here. Ugh, no third land is a beating. If you want to read my thoughts on how Green-Black Rock will be built, you can find my article there. Published this morning. Wrote it just for you all, Twitch chat, because I know that was the question you were going to have. My articles are for Twitch chat. Basically, the reason I write is so I can repeat myself less. It's a good system, really. I write things so I can repeat myself marginally less. Yeah, like, all this top end is just, like, really clunky in a lot of these matchups. It's like, I don't want these sweepers. I want the TKSs and the Iona. Just, like, can I just, like, be a deck that looks closer to this without all these stupid Tron lands in it? I think that's what I want to do with my life. So, fun fact, I actually didn't even start writing for money. The fact that I get paid now is wonderful to write, and it's part of the reason I write every week is because I get paid. But, like, when I first started doing Magic stuff, I kept responding to the same questions over and over again whenever I'd post a deck list. So like instead of just like I just, you know, pre-plan and know what questions people were going to ask about deck lists, so just like writing a full piece about it just saves time. I think I would splash Thought-Knot Seer in, honestly. I think Thought-Knot Seer off of the blue-white talisman is probably super reasonable. We'll finish this league up, and then we'll, in the wrap-up segment, we'll probably put together a rough draft of what I would want the deck list to look like. Smozdle, thank you for the 3-month resub there. I appreciate you re-upping and welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Like this, turn 3 Thought-Knot on the play. Like, just like, play some... Cut all the cute Gifts Ungiven packages. Like, the only gifts package is Unburial Rites plus Fatty. Play some Temple, some Eldrazi Temples, so we can turn 2, turn 3 Thought-Knot Seer people consistently with the talismans and stuff. Like, it's all we want. So, tell me what you want, what you really want. Tell me what you want, what you really want. I want a little bit less clunk. If you want to be less clunky, you gotta cut the Tron lands. Oh gosh, we could put a couple of EDFs in it. Gosh, is this the EDF deck I've been waiting for? Because I want to play Champion of Wits anyways. I do have a soft spot in my heart of hearts for Elder Deep Fiend. It might arguably be one of my favorite Magic cards that's just like is not quite playable in Modern. Well, I appreciate it, Smoz. Keep in mind too, if my live schedule doesn't line up well with your ability to watch, you can re-up that Twitch Prime while I'm offline too. I appreciate it when you take the time to do that. So, do I want to assume I'm not dying from 10 next turn? That's the question. Am I going to die from 10? I think I'm supposed to just cast Gifts Ungiven here, right? And just like hope to not die from 10 here. I think hoping to not die from 10 is the line. I think that's the line. We could play Mana Reshaper. Yeah. If I want to play Eldrazi Temples. God, okay, I'm gonna build the crap out of this deck here in a second. Let's get my, ooh. It's happening! It could be, actually, so like that's a really interesting point. Is it just supposed to be Bant Eldrazi? Because, so we always talk about one of the reasons you should make changes to decks is to solve issues that they have, right? And one of Bant Eldrazi's biggest issues is it has too many mana sources, so it floods out and it dies. Champion of Wits really works to solve that issue, right? Like it's a faithless looting on a creature. It's faithless looting on a creature. And it could just be like, yeah, Bant Eldrazi has bad mana. So like maybe just staying blue-white is worth it to have the mana be more consistent. Yeah, it's like faithless looting that beats them to death, right? If they have triple 1-mana burn spell here, we are dead. But I'm casting Gifts Ungiven and getting an Iona into play. Yeah, honestly, playing green just for a bunch of 1-mana spells probably makes the mana untenable. Just, like, not good enough. And it doesn't even lose all of the acceleration. It loses the turn 1 acceleration. You still get to play talismans and stuff. Am I digit? Alright. If they don't have Path in their deck, we should be a lock. They could have Path in their deck, to be fair. We are going to find out very quickly if Path to Exile is in their deck. Boop. Beep it right into play. Don't surgical me, bro. I think that probably adds too much clunk at that point, Sergeant Fane. Alright, so no path in their deck at the moment. Got it. Get it. Got it. Good. I probably want Celestial Purge in my deck, huh? Winning on the draw is not going to be easy if their hand is anything reasonable. Oh yeah, there shouldn't be a Crucible in my deck. That's just like one of the many things, like, and that's one of the things I feel like really holds back the good things in this archetype. Like, it's just trying to do too many cute things. There's just too many things in the deck that are just like, well, that's adorable when it works, but when it doesn't work, you're just dead. I have Spell Snare and Timely. It's a shame I don't have lands. Sure. Got hot Bell Watts. Welcome to a live one. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. It was a very tough scry. Had to go into the tank for a second and come back out for that one. Set these cards down so I stop dropping them. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Do 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 do. Use this as a bit of a scry here, because I don't mind if I fetch a basic. I'm not interested in Batterskull at the moment. Let's fetch that one right away. If you want to be my Tron piece, you gotta tap for lots of mana. Hopefully they cast a bolt here at end step. I get to condescend it. I would love to turn this into a gain 3. Gain 3 scry 2. The value. The value. Bottoms up, chat. Bottoms up. Alright, if they crack me here, we're going to be in trouble. Hopefully they just, like, play their spell proactively to trigger their prowess. This curve's really good if we don't get cracked out of this. So we're taking a pretty big hit here, but, like, the fact that we get to go, like, timely into Gifts into Iona is, like, huge. So we're taking 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to 7. We're going to go back to 13 along with a bunch of blockers here. I think the new Black Tutor card is going to be harder to enable than a lot of people think. I think Modern's on a format that's like kind of you spending that much mana. Condescend on top, sweet. So just going to trip block the Goblin Guide here. So I don't want to get... I'm just like try and take this off the table here. Was this about the best card to draw right now? Yeah, probably. Probably. Wow, they didn't pump this up either. That's really good for us. I'm all about that 90s pop band value. I think I'd donate for too many decks for this to not be worth it. Anyways, are we on for Burning Cocoa? I need to look at it, Nicholas. I need to click through. That's probably fine. Thank you for the tier 3 sub. If it's okay, do you want to just put your tier 3 sub to that one? I can give it a look-see poo later this afternoon or tonight. So this is the deal for... Yep, so this puts me to 6, which means this Grim Lavamancer could potentially run the distance. No land here is good for us. The problem is that, like, interaction isn't that good in Modern, and, like, the types of decks that are interested in, like, playing a tutor aren't interactive decks. They're decks that are trying to, like, hop in their combo jeep and, like, run you over. And, like, those decks, like, really aren't interested in, like, slowing down a whole bunch and, like, drawing a card that's going to be difficult to enable. Again, Modern is a format about two things: tempo and mana efficiency. Those are almost the same thing. But you can, those are the two most important things in this format. Being surgically extracted. About to get surgically extracted, aren't I? Alright. We're Path to Exile. We got a freebie in game 2, but they could definitely have Path here. And if they don't have Path, the fact that they have the Grim Boy in play could mean that we could die. They might even just, like, run Taylor in here to get an extra card in the bin. Doomblade. Doomblade. So I hit them to 14. They hit me to 4. I hit them to 2. They hit me to 2. They kill me. So I need an answer next turn. My Dispels and my Condescends have no power here. So we're technically dead on their next turn, right? Because they're going to 4 me. Then they're going to 4 me on tap 2. I guess they need to get a way to get a card in the bin, right? So they need a fetch land. They need a fetch for the last one. Because they can't cast red cards at the moment. And they need an extra card in their bin. I think they're just, like, supposed to play to a fetch. Yeah, anything that gets cast, we're definitely condescending, right? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. You need a target to cast your spells, chat. You need a target to cast your spells. It's a close game. So dead to... We're actually dead to Path to Exile too, because Path puts a card in their bin. Like, obviously we can dispel the Path, but then the Path goes to their discard pile and they kill us with the Grim Lavamancer. Survey says. Thankfully 1 and 0 are different numbers. Looks like Iona's gonna pull it out. Iona doesn't want a Declan, so she's gonna pull it out. Get him. Get him! It's a lot of red cards. All right, yeah, like I said, this deck is doing some strong things, but I think it's trying to do too many things, and I think it's trying to do too many cute things, and that kind of mucks up the details a little bit. So we're 2-1 in this league. We're gonna finish this league out with this deck as built, and then I think if I were to play something similar to this, I would want to rebuild it into more of a mid-range deck with the Gifts Ungiven package for the Unburial Rites wrapped in. Probably cut the Tron pieces altogether. The Crucible is for a really adorable Gifts Ungiven package. It's just like too cute. Yeah, they could have waited on the Swift Spear attack. They definitely could have sequenced that differently the way we ended up drawing. Yeah, this hand is fine. Like, the Iona in our hand is like whatever, but we've got Champion of Wits to cycle through it, which is nice. What cards would I consider cute? The entire Tron package is just cute. Now, we're not going to have a deck building stream. We're going to have a me building a deck very quickly while ignoring chat. It's not deck building that I find annoying. I enjoy deck building. Deck building's a lot of fun. It's the listening to people. I might even just minimize my chat while I build the deck. While I rebuild the deck, I guess I should say. The Champion of Wits have been very, very good. Not surprised to see us lose Path to Exile there. This likely implies a Death Shadow deck, how they've started, so they want to just, like, protect their threats. Yeah, Traverse Shadow for sure. Maybe with Bedlam Reveler? Metamorphose could just mean traditional Traverse Shadow, but it makes me think that there's potentially Bedlam Revelers in their deck. There was a hot second where that was going on. Do you think there's a viable Delver deck in Modern? I mean, the blue-red tempo deck that I went 13-0 in the Swiss and top 8 and open with is probably pretty reasonable. Both blue-red tempo and Grixis Delver are very reasonable Magic the Gathering decks. You can find my preferred deck list for both of those archetypes on my website. Thanks, Kino. Exercise is good. Standing desks are great too. If you're a computer user, use a lot of the PC. Standing desks are worth the investment. I think we're dead, chat. I guess we could. We're dead to Team or Battle Rage. We could Champion of Wits into land plus a sweeper. All right, we found a land. Actually, all of our sweepers are double white, so that actually doesn't do it. Oh, I should have played the tower, maybe. Maybe. I believe we are dead. I mean, there are a lot of decks that people submit that are not particularly playable on this stream, and I'm very upfront and clear about when I feel like they're terrible and people shouldn't play them. Like, while there are a lot of things that are playable in Modern, like, not everything is. What am I trimming here? This is too cute. This probably doesn't kill much. Spell Snare, tags Goyf. I don't think I want anything else up here. I guess we'll run it like that. Yeah, I think the people that were down on Delver in Modern for a long time were just, like, kind of oblivious to the fact that, like, just because Delver isn't as good as it is in Legacy, because in Legacy it's cracked in half. Like, you don't have to be cracked in half to be playable in Modern. That's what makes Modern a really appealing format. There's such a wide range of playable things. I'm getting kind of hungry, and I bought new snacks at the store, so I'm gonna get a new snack. Alright, Chad, I'm a fat American, so all my snacks involve chocolate masquerading as being potentially healthy. Do we want... we're gonna make the webcam large. Do I want to eat salted salted caramel and dark chocolate, layered bar? Or do I want to eat cocoa peanut butter squares? Vote in chat. Vote in chat. I have not eaten either of these before. Cocoa peanut butter is coming in strong. I'm glad. All right. The peanut butter doesn't look like the peanut butter's losing. I agree. Like, I bought both of them because they both look good. You need fiber. Just eat both. Let's be honest. I'm probably going to eat both before this stream is done. Xenol Shot, thank you for the 3-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thank you for the continued support. Kale chips. Why not both? That's the American answer. Yeah, hummus is great. Unfortunately, I don't have a fridge at my workstation currently, so I'm limited to snacks that don't require being cold. When Christy and I move in the spring, I want to make sure we have room and plenty of power to set up a mini fridge in my office. I just don't really have a good place to put a mini fridge down here is the issue. Otherwise, I probably would have picked one up by now. The mini fridges themselves aren't that expensive. I just don't have a good place to put one down here. Like, it's just like one more thing that I have to like move, so I'm gonna do without for a little bit. Terran Terror, how is it next month already? I forgot to submit a deck last month. Well, if you want to 2 tier 3 subs stack up together to be a deck with 70 points, which basically gets you played tomorrow. So if you figure out something you would like to see played, I'm happy to get that in there and push it all the way to the top for you. Thank you for the continued support. It says Coca peanut butter. And it says all natural, no artificial flavors. What's on the ingredient list? I don't know. It's good though. 10 out of 10 will eat again. So, when a tier 3 sub adds a new deck to the queue, the new deck gets added with 30 points. When a tier 3 sub bumps an existing deck in the queue, it gets bumped by 40. And that's to encourage tier 3 subs to not add more decks to the queue. But you do you. So, tier 3 subs either get to add a new deck with 30 points, or they get to bump a deck that's already in there by 40. So, do as you will with that. Because bumping an existing deck doesn't really cost me anything, right? It's just like play something we were going to play anyway sooner. It's possible I should have just condescended that. Nope. Get out of here. And this is like a good example of like what I was talking about in terms of like this deck just doing things that are too cute. Like, imagine if that Ugin was just like any other playable Magic card, right? Instead, I have to bottom this 8-mana spell that just like isn't going to do anything. And then I died. Best Legacy-like deck in Modern? Probably Grixis Shadow. Probably Grixis Shadow. It's like a low curve, low land count deck with a bunch of cantrips. All right, it's almost noon. I'm American. I'm gonna eat a fiber bar now as well. We can compare them. We can talk about which is better. We can do a detailed. This is a food stream now. Detailed breakdown of different fat American snack choices. I don't see Debbie on the box, so it's healthy. That's great. We get to do Tron things this game and put Batterskull into play on turn 3. And we all know that turn 3 Batterskull is too powerful for Modern, so this game will be a good metric of why Stoneforge Mystic needs to stay banned. Opponents can't possibly win this game. I'm gonna cast this card on turn 3. It's like we're playing an actual deck, yep. This is like, it's like solidly passable for like a granola bar type thing. The Coca peanut butter bar was definitely a better snack though, as far as flavor goes. This is like, I'd eat this as a granola bar, but the Coca bar was like really good. For those of you that were concerned about how my snack choices ended up. I'm gonna get Mana Leaked here and beat Tilt right off. Ugh. Why do I open my mouth and let words fall out? Yeah, the Stoneforge would have just been bolted on their turn 1, and we'd have been stranded with an uncastable Batterskull in our hand. I'll take it, I guess. Yeah, definitely not confirmed, not ghosting. I'm actually kind of excited to rebuild this deck as a mid-range deck after this. What are the odds they're a Blood Moon deck? Like 400%. They're like a Blood Moon deck that can't pressure me. Like have like Thing in the Ice at most. I'm just gonna like snap this hand with all the basics and dirtle around. Nature Valley stuff is great. The mid-range deck next in the queue. No, black-white cars, followed by black-green Eldrazi is next in the queue. Confirmed a Thing in the Ice deck. Glad I left my paths in. This Gifts Ungiven is just going to be a straight value gifts. Probably not in the main deck feedback. Maybe a couple of Spell Snares. I don't mind Spell Snare right now, but most counter spells are pretty bad. I actually don't drink coffee. Not a big fan. Not a fan of coffee. This TT is going to kill us very quickly. Please add Teamer Impersonator to the queue. Thank you, Civilized Scholar. Will do. It'll be interesting to see how Moto handles the draw. I hope it doesn't just end in us getting timed out. I think that's more all in than I wanted to be. I think that's more all in than I wanted to be. I think I'm just getting a bunch of Doom Blades here, right? We get Path, Snapcaster Mage, Detention Sphere. Throw in a Dispel for good measure. No, I don't think so. The blue-red tempo deck doesn't flip the Thing in the Ice fast enough, consistently enough. It's only got 4 cantrips in the deck. It's too slow. Your aggro matchups are good. Don't like board more stuff for matchups that are like already good. Your deck has like 60 Doom Blades in it. It's a pretty good pickup. I might wait a hot second. If they don't flip this thing aggressively, I'm probably gonna wait on the Path Snap Path. So I can have Spell Snare up when I do it to fight through like Remand and stuff. They're gonna have double counterspell for this, aren't they? We're gonna like Dispelled and then get remanded. I think I'm gonna wait. I think I'm gonna wait till my turn to try and Snap Path this, because if we kill this Awoken Horror, they just don't have a lot going on. And I'd prefer not to get Mana Leaked or remanded out of this. Like, I'm going to 7, I'm going to 10. Like, stopping this at 10 is very reasonable for us. they have Logic not here, we're incredibly sad, but I think this is the play to win line. Ding. Alright. It's good stuff for us. Glad I played around that. Pretty sure it's correct to play around that even if they have Logic Nut or Dispel there. No, I think more... Well, the issue with this deck is too much cute and clunk. So, I think I want to maximize doing the things that are good in this deck and, like, not do the things that aren't good. So, how I would rebuild this deck without the Tron package. I would cut all these things in my deck that are in here because I'm trying to be cute with Tron lands. I would put the Sweeper package in the board, if at all. So I would keep this Gifts package. I'm putting chat in emote only mode intentionally because I don't want to listen to your suggestions while we do this. Okay, so I would trim. How are we gonna build this? I think I want a bunch of Field of Runes. I want Eldrazi Temple. I want a basic waste for Field of Rune and for, like, opposing people cutting me off of colorless. I want some Thought Knot Seers in my main deck. I'm at 21 lands, so I need some more lands in my deck. Is it Adakar Waste is what the tri-land is called? Yeah. If I put 4 Adakar Wastes in, that gives me probably 3 Adakar Wastes is fine. That gives me 12 colorless sources in the mana base, which seems good. I don't need this Haven of the Spirit Dragon. Deck building segment towards red-black mid-range. Pike's found the loophole. You can cheer to send messages through. Matter Reshaper seem threatening. I actually think one of the nice things too is one of the things that blue-white tends to, or blue-white or just white in general tends to struggle with is that you don't have enough ways to kill creatures cheaply. So like gaining Spatial Contortion's a big game too, I think. The Elder Deep Fiends might be bad, but I want to try too, just because I love this magic card. Whatever the blue-white talisman is called. Oh, is Meadow dying? We're getting there. 8 months of memes and dreams. This deck needs more. Surgical Squad out extras. Welcome back. Alright, so I still have 2 slots in the main. I probably want another land in here, honestly. Just another Celestial Colonnade is probably great. I don't have a ton to do on one. I like killing people with creature lands. Obviously, we could just play two of each regular basic, so it's 5 basics in here. An emote only day where people have to cheer to talk. Maybe. That sounds greedy even for me. That sounds greedy even for me. Maybe a Stoneforge package. Dig it. I probably just want, like, one more cheap piece of interaction in here. It might even just be another threat. Smusher's probably fine. Yeah, so I think I'd try something like this. Obviously, in the sideboard, you could go a lot of different directions, but I think basically, like, this kind of maximizes on, like, what felt good about the deck. I think the Gifts Ungiven package felt good pretty consistently. I think Champion of Wits, like, really overperformed with us every time we drew it. Thought Knot Seer out of the sideboard was an ace. Matter Reshaper, just, like, another good value card that, like, works well with Eldrazi Temple for us. And then Elder Deep Fiend's, like, my pet card of sorts that, like, these 3 cards might be served better as, like, more cheap interaction down here. Either, like, Spell Pierce or maybe another Snapcaster Mage or something along those lines. But I kind of would like to try some extra bigger squids. This is what I think I would like to try if I did this again. I could also see it like reasonably if you wanted to play more cheap cards. This deck has few enough spells in it that like you could realistically like play Thalia and be like a little bit more like a Taxes deck too. Like if we just turned these into like Thalia Guardian of Thraben's, that's probably not unreasonable. It gives you a lot of game in different matches and stuff like that. Another thing that's sweet in this deck too is that these Spatial Contortions, they're like bad Lightning Strike. They kill things that have 3 toughness or less, but they also make your Thought-Knot Seers hit for 7, and like these hit for 7, and like this hit for more, etc. So I think if you wanted to build a deck that kind of leveraged what felt good out of the blue-white Tron deck, I would try something along these lines. All right, chat room is back in normal.